I once again invite Dr. Rupali Bok as a speaker, and I would like to invite now Dr. Amit Prajapati to chair the session. I'll be asking ma'am to continue further. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
I'm very happy to invite Dr. Rupali Garg, one of my senior friends. She is a very good translator and I know her for many years. So this was an opportunity that was given to me by Lester to invite someone who has been translating for 30 years. So I welcome you, madam, and I request you to begin the second session.
Thank you, Amit bhai. It's nice to be back with all of you. You have been a very, very receptive audience and I've enjoyed the first session greatly. Because as teachers, what happens is the moment we look around the classroom, we can tell from the eyes and the faces that you are with me. So I could make out that you're with me and I could see that you have enjoyed, but because of that, I've also enjoyed speaking to you all very much. We now come to let there be this disclaimer first. I am no expert in machine translation and AI and the rest. I've only been reading on my own because I'm a translator and times are changing. Uh, I needed to know what is machine translation, how is it going to affect. It's not showing. But for the purpose of this symposium or this workshop, I read more urgently on the topic in order to be able to understand myself and in order to be able to put a background before you. So it's not as if some of you is more equipped than me and you end up asking me a very technical question. I'm sorry. I am surrendering. I will not be able to, if you ask me what algorithm and how and all of that, the networking, how does it happen? I'm sorry, I will not be able to tell you that. But now we come to I have called it the modern method. We said that was the traditional method and this is the modern method. Translation technology now. So we are not calling it a skill, we are not calling it an art, but we are calling it technology because now we are focusing on machines, on devices. So machine translation, this is a brief history, it's called normally MT, MT, not EMT, EMPTY. This is the use of computers to translate from one language into another, and the concept of MT was first put forward by Warren Weaver in 1947. So that is as old as that. We were not aware of this technology at that point of time. Now it's being called, see, the ability, the computers being able to translate from one language into another. I'm linking it to the Alzheimer's point of view. What happens in the case of human translation? Even though in 2024, if you are not using machine translation to assist you or to aid you or help you, what happens is your brain is doing the transfer. So it's like the CPU of the computer, right? So this is a sort of mechanical equivalent of the human brain. Not to take away anything from the one and the other, but to say that if we are awed by and in awe of computers and AI, it is also to remind us that for years together, and as the end of this second session will show, that is ultimately the human expertise that prevails over whatever is done by the machine. Then MT was the first, the nascent stage of machine translation. Then you have the more advanced stage, and that is NMT, and that is the neural machine translation. Now, what is the difference between MT, machine translation and neural. In machine translation, it was, database, as I will show in a slide later on. Is database where you would fill in a corpus, in this case of words from different languages, right? That is how it operated. In neural is to do with the brain and to do with the spinal cord. If you look at the lexical meaning of this adjective, what happens in this, it's a slightly advanced stage where the corpus, or what it is also called corpora, that more languages are fed into the computer compared to what it was 67 years back. Also, the base of languages is widened. So you remember the UNESCO and the UN motto of 2024 of the moral and material rights of indigenous languages. So there, what has happened is more and more languages are being fed into. That's why when you have Google Translate, you can, if you go to Korea, for example, then you can just scan the signboards and have the translation in Gujarati. So I don't think Gujarati was one of the languages before the base was widened. They were only the prominent languages of the world. So this is the history, if you can read it. It's a neural machine translation. It was first deployed in 2015. And in 2016, the thing with which we are all very familiar is Google. But it's not the Google Translate app. We'll come to that later. This is the what you get on, what is translated on FB, for example. In FB, what happens is, if you look at a Gujarati post on Facebook, then you will not find the Gujarati version. You will only find 2 lines as a preamble. Then you will see an asterisk, and then below that it will be written, rate this translation, see original. And then when you click on that see original, you'll be able to see that entire article in Gujarati.
Yes.
So I've got an example of Ramesh Savani is a retired IPS officer who writes very frequently on the current social and political issues. And I just randomly, I happened to be reading that and I said, this is good to show you. So there's a paragraph of the opening of his article in English as translated on FB. I have said here, I'll just show you the, okay, then we come to AI first and then comes that slide. So you have machine translation, which is the very basic elementary kind of machine translation. Then you have the neural machine translation, where some kind of intelligence creeps in not a qualitative manner, but in a quantitative manner. That the machines were endowed with more resources or more corpus of words and more languages, which is why it was able to function at a better, wider level than it used to in the machine translation. And AI, as we see it now, is artificial intelligence, which works, as opposed to MT and NMT, it works on algorithms. Now, algorithms is a very complex, very sophisticated kind of discipline, where that's why it has been termed artificial intelligence. Now, I've said somewhere in one slide, I was just wondering, we call it artificial intelligence because it is not human intelligence. So as opposed to human, it is artificial, but it is intelligence nevertheless. Now the irony is, as I say in a slide later on, that this intelligence is endowed by humans. And then this artificial intelligence rivals human intelligence. So it's also an irony, but it's also a kind of double bind. That you, just say Mahatma Gandhi had said in the case of machines, no? He said, I'm not against the use of machines, But the only thing is you must use machines to make your task easy rather than you becoming a slave of the machines. Now that is the threat which is sort of looming large somewhere on the horizon, as experts like Yuval Noah Harari have mentioned, that it could be the case that someday this artificial intelligence could start developing on its own, using its intelligence to grow in a manner in which it is not dependent upon the human beings who control it or who have invented it. So that remains. And today we all know that AI is a broad field, it encompasses all these disciplines. So when we talk of translation and AI in particular, so there are these, we would call them, when we talk of MT and NMT, we would call them, in technology, we would call them translation tools, machine translation tools. That's why we said it's technology. Now here there are translation software models. ये जो सब है, Google Translate is different from Google. When you use Google or when you use FB, and the translation that appears is not Google Translate. Google Translate is a separate app altogether, which is still a more refined version of Google, what you normally get on Google. ये सब है, Bing है, Microsoft Translator, DeepL. Artificial intelligence में अब जो ज़्यादा advanced version आया है, that is deep learning. Now that deep learning is where the computers are capable of deep learning, like a student would. Like we are all students and we learn, and then we learn deeply. So the artificial intelligence is also now evolving and is becoming capable of deep learning. So you have machine translation, then you have neural machine translation, then you have artificial intelligence, and then the still advanced version is the deep learning. Although I don't understand the technicalities, but we do know that this is an advanced stage. And then you have several computer-aided translation tools. They are called CAT tools, such as Memoc, Trados, SmartCat, Localize. ये सब है. And that we know of ChatGPT is more maligned than hailed, because it's been creating turbulence in academic circles and elsewhere, especially in academic university. Ramparts are all, there's tension among academics that ChatGPT, uh, the assignments that students submit, are they assignments prepared by the students, or is it a ChatGPT? And now there's a further ChatGPT 4 task. At a translation workshop that I conducted in Ahmedabad University, there were these students, and so ये कुछ बात हुई ऐसे machine aided translation and all. So this is ChatGPT does the work for you. So then I asked the students during the break, but then doesn't, so the one person does it and then we all copy, but then doesn't your supervisor find out that it's all a copy, is the same? So he said no, but then we use software to change that thing. So this is what machines are capable of doing, or should we say undoing, right? तो आप लास्ट में पढ़िए that they are able to simulate. You know what is to simulate? No? You can learn driving through simulation. So simulate conversational responses to researchers' inquiries, mimicking human interactions more directly. As we were discussing in the lunch break, that Mark Zuckerberg, you were saying, Parin, right, just put on some and sit before a Chinese individual and be able to converse with him using English and be able to conduct the conversation very simply. He speaks in Chinese and you speak in English. Probably both would be getting AI power. free online translation tool. Automatic and rack their brains to hear automated translation. So Google Translate is a very refined tool. Translator. Now, as we were all discussing, no, what happens? I mean, आप लोगों ने कहा कि ये डॉक्यूमेंट्स के लिए बहुत बड़ा अच्छा टूल है. It helps you. It reduces your workload. Agreed. And that's where I said it's very good for documents of the routine administrative kind of thing. But see, the demand for translation coming from users who value speed, cost and convenience over quality. So routine documents जो है, run of the mill, you use this is fine because it will give you exact equivalence. At the most you would have to correct a word here or there and your work is done. No issues because we don't insist on any kind of quality or excellence. Then, as I said, this deep learning thing is the quality of neural machine translation has increased because of that further stage of deep learning, and there will be many more stages to come in the years to come and very rapid ones at that. So I've said irony is AI is powered, is developed by humans. So you can see how it is, this whole vicious circle. So what will it lead to? Human beings controlling machines by, you know, sort of giving them the intelligence that the humans want. And then the devices being capable sometimes of going haywire and running at a speed or going in the direction that it wants. So what if, rather than being enslaved by humans, if sort of it becomes a Frankenstein of sorts, what will happen then? There are already discussions about what can be done, what can be not, that there will be no solutions, that there can be solutions, but that is an entire, only time will tell. So then this is computer aided translation, and that, see, I've said that it continues to dynamically change social communication in translation, despite the translation industry remaining somewhat scattered and variable in its degree of sophistication regarding the use of such technologies. Why am I saying this? Because times have changed. Machine translation has sort of is now competing, and in most cases is being seen as a kind of assistant or happy tool for translators. Now again, it will all depend on, जैसे आपने पूछा था प्रेस के बारे में. Now it all depends on what facility the press is able to give you, whether the time given to you, the deadline given to you permits the use of, because this also requires some kind of leisure. You can't, it's not that at a click or, you know, at the press of a button you have the draft ready, because you'll have to go through it and then compare it with the original, and it means a scrutiny of a kind which is almost equal the effort of manual translation. What will happen if you throw caution to the winds and say, well, I will show you in the case of the poem that I'm going to show you. ऐसे हमने देखा पहले 3 लाइन, अरे ठीक जा रहा है, तो बस ये ठीक ही जा रहा है. If you make that mistake, there's surely to be a blunder somewhere down the line which you will overlook. It's not to say that, so that authenticity, which is the responsibility of the human translator, the machine does not have any responsibility. It doesn't understand that. So there also ChatGPT is being bad mouth for the plagiarism, because where does it take all its information from? It takes it from the public domain. जैसे वो विकिपीडिया के लिए हम कहते हैं, it's an open source and it's not reliable. So ChatGPT, when you ask it to say, for example, which is why the screenplay writers and the Hollywood technicians went on a 4-month strike, because they thought that they were being threatened by AI, and that screenplay writers would not be hired at hefty prices, because AI would write the storyline for you, give the inputs. I want a suspense thriller. It has to have 2 murders, and it will give you a story. It will also give you dialogues. And that's quite possible. But when you ask, say for example, you have to deliver a speech somewhere, and you ask ChatGPT to prepare the speech, give the occasion and say, I want to deliver a speech for this occasion, and it prepares the speech for you. Where is it taking all its material from? It is sure to take quite a lot of material apart from the corpus that has officially been fed into the machine, fed into that domain from the public domain. Is it going to acknowledge from where it has taken the source? So there are these big questions of ethics involved, of morality involved, when one uses machine translation and tools like this.
It doesn't take the entire quotes.
Hmm.
It will take from the sources,
Hmm.
change the language on its own.
That is true.
So it will not fall under plagiarism.
Correct.
So it doesn't show plagiarized text.
That's why I give you that example of the students, no?
Right.
That they would take that and they said there is a software which will the same draft, you can sort of get 20 different drafts based on the same draft. You say a different one, a different one. I don't understand how that is done. I didn't have the courage to ask the student, show me a demo. But that is how it is, you are right.
Yeah.
But so that is still worse.
It humanizes.
Yes.
It humanizes the language. But the thing is that even the copyright violations that they go through, because even at the level of ideas, the copyright exists.
That's what I was
It's
just
not
about.
language.
Correct, correct. And somewhere, yes, somewhere somebody is going to be able to pinpoint and say, well, this is mine, even though the language be changed. So that is the major issue at the moment, Mihir Bhai, the copyright issue, because you can't put a finger on exactly what it is, and yet you know that there is a violation. So the legal aspect of it is being sort of examined. What can be done?
In fact, major digitization projects across the world, they had to withdraw
Yes,
on whatever Google and Microsoft have done, because they have violated copyrights like anything.
that is true.
And big companies are at big stakes in.
That is true. That is
And
true.
in addition to that, madam, if something is used before publishing a paper
Hmm.
or writing the dissertation, even if you change the language, during the plagiarism detection, it will show
Hmm.
100%.
Yeah.
So it is only when nobody checks, then I think it can be, without acknowledgement.
That is
Say
what
this
AI
is mine.
enabled now.
Yeah.
True.
Now,
True.
The last point.
Yes,
Uh,
please.
There is one more addition in
Hmm.
the plagiarism check software.
Hmm.
Now, earlier it was Urkum.
Hmm.
Now it is Drillbit.
Hmm.
Now, along with the column of plagiarism,
Hmm.
it will show AI generated text. And the recent, okay, so along with plagiarism, 20%,
Hmm.
AI generation 80%.
Hmm.
Okay, so now UGC will have to bring in rules
Correct.
that how much of AI generated text is acceptable.
Correct.
Yeah. So
True. So see, this is how it's going to, it will be a cat and mouse game,
Yes.
which will keep changing to the advantage of the one over the other.
True.
It's a never-ending game, and it is leading us in a direction which I think is not desirable. I don't know. Like we were saying, maybe 20 years down the line, they say children are all going to be sort of human chatbots kind of person, cyborgs, that they will be like that. But I think that's not something that we are looking for. Hannah, it's not desirable. That is true. So, but this is just to give a faint idea. So this we have already discussed. So the human power translation versus AI. What happens? The first paragraph, no, word-wise AI is an agency. So because I didn't have time to write that, this is taken from their advertisement. It says it is constantly evolving to meet the need of different writers. Our AI translator, they have They call their service AI Translator. Is free to use and perfect for anyone who can benefit from expertly translated text to bridge the language gap. Until here it's all right. And be sure to get professional proofreading services from Wordwise after AI translation. That is paid. So you get a free translation on this from this agency. But because it's not reliable, you would want to know whether it is correctly done or not. You are not capable because you are not a translator, or you don't want to take the effort, the trouble. And so you have to hire their proofreading services. So, and that is paid. If you go to the website of Wordwise AI, you will find out. So there are huge developments in machine translation, but the task of mediation between cultures, involving negotiating understanding between global and local systems, still requires human agency. As that shows, you require a proofreader, if not a translator. In the instead of the proofreader, it could be a translator, a human translator, who will go through the text and make the necessary changes. Somebody said, no, the Gulzar thing किसने कहा? आपने कहा था. तो इसमें वही वाला चीज है. So beyond AI, the human touch. You spoke about that very fine human emotion of love being expressed in a very, very delicate, fine manner. Now what happens here? See, because of the constant and rapid improvement is making the translation industry faster, more cost effective and simpler than ever. As we were all discussing, it's good to have an assistant who does most of the work for you. However, these tools are not replacing the humans behind the texts. Instead, they are helping them keep up with massive workflows and vast amounts of data, as my friends were telling me. So when you have a lot of pressure, a lot of documents, all you do is you use your AI translation. But despite AI's computational speed, it often falls short of capturing the nuances. And that we'll see in the poem example that I've brought, that a skilled human translator can effortlessly convey. This is especially true for cultural references, where the human touch remains indispensable. See, what I did was, for my own purpose, I took an example of a poem which did not have any cultural nuance. It was a poem sort of expressing feminism, in which sparrows were used as a metaphor for women, and they're being caged and yet being able to sing, Maya Angelou's, where the caged bird sings.
Yeah.
And their sky being invaded by the eagles. So they are being caged, then they're in the open sky, and there's the predators are there, the eagles are there. So although they are free, they are at the risk of being caught and devoured by the eagles. And in that situation, the sparrows, they laugh rather than getting scared कि आपने पिंजरे में तो हमको imprison किया, but you couldn't defeat us. So now that we are flying free, you are after us and you want to kill us. But here we are going to end up victorious. Now when I did that experiment with this poem, the results were pretty satisfactory. Why? Because finding equivalence, the machine के अंदर तो corpus है ना अंदर, तो चकलियों माटे sparrows it found. जैसे वो हंसना था तो उसमें वैसे था in a carefree and poignant. तो मुझे Google Translate और Chat GPT में भी वो ही मिला, except in some places the words were different, but I found that the translation was pretty satisfactory, at least from the transfer of meaning point of view. I wouldn't say that they were satisfactory from the literary point of view. Literary point of view, literary translation would be much more sophisticated. So then because of this, कि वो न्यूआंस चाहिए ना, तो फिर मैंने दूसरा वाला पोएम लिया, इट्स अ दलित पोएम, एंड देयर यू विल सी द डिजास्टर that is not able to deliver the translation, either of them, in a satisfactory manner. I could have brought that example also, but then we don't have the time. So यहाँ last में है कि there can be a happy marriage of both, of the human agency and the machine agency, to bring out a good enough result. That fast and cost effective translations result from adopting AI as the first step in the translation workflow, later refined by human professionals. ये solution है. That ultimately you need the human agency to give it that final touch and the approval. If you don't do that, if the human agency does not interfere in the process at the end stage, then there is no guarantee that, say for example, you just translate it on Google Translate and send it off. There are chances that work will be rejected and you will be blacklisted for sending them incorrect, inaccurate translations and losing your job or your income. So in that case, you may use it as a tool to help you and make things quick. But my personal experience is that it is far more laborious. In the case of translation, documents I think is fine. But again, you would have to go through the translated document word by word. I don't think you can just give it a fleeting glance like that. You can't, Hannah, you need to go through it. So, okay, so these are the references. Now we come, हाँ, अब वो दूसरा slide है. Please help me. No, it's here.
It's okay. Do you wish to go for those examples that you are looking for? Should we just move on to the next?
This is open and check.
No, वही examples ही है अब तो.
Okay, so now we'll just move
That will be the end.
PDF.
I'll quickly.
This is the
ये वाला. So I'll be able to click and.
just right this one.
This one. Thank you. हाँ, आ गया. See, this is the first paragraph of Ramesh Savani's article. उन्होंने वो वाला लिखा था, ये वाला, the गुजराती one. उसमें क्या लिखा है आप पढ़िए. हे देव, તમે કેટલા નિષ્ઠુર નિષ્ક્રિય પક્ષપાતી રહ્યા. 8 ડિસેમ્બર 2024 ના રોજ સુરત ખાતે જ્ઞાન ગોષ્ઠી દરમિયાન કવિ થોબણ પરમારે તેમનો કાવ્ય સંગ્રહ શબ્દ સંક્રાંતિ મને આપેલ. આ સંગ્રહની કવિતાઓ વાંચી રહ્યો છું. તેમાં 1999 માં ઝાકળની ખેતી, 2008 માં શબ્દના વાવેતર, 2024 માં શબ્દ સંક્રાંતિ કાવ્ય સંગ્રહ આપ્યા છે. શબ્દ સંક્રાંતિના પ્રથમ પાના પર સંત કબીરને ટાંક્યા છે. પથ્થર પૂજે હરી મિલે તો મેં પૂજું પહાડ, ઘર की ચક્કી કોઈ ન પૂજે, જાકો પીસ ખાए સંસાર. It is so well written and so lucid. Now look at the English translation. This is on FB. So this is the normal Google translation. You may call it the NMT example. Poet, oh God, how cruel, inactive, biased you were. Look at the tenses also changed. Right? Collection. Period. He has given poems collections in 1999. Dew farming. हाँ, झाकड़नी खेती, तो इसका ड्यू फार्मिंग कर दिया. तो शब्द संक्रांति का नहीं किया. शब्द संक्रांति इज ऑल्सो द नेम ऑफ द कलेक्शन, है ना. वर्ड प्लांटिंग, शब्दना वावेतर, इसका कर दिया ट्रांसलेशन. Now we are taught in the early stages of translation that titles need to be kept as they are. Word Sankranti, Saint Kabir is stitched on the first page of Shabda Sankranti. Stone worshipping Hari, then I worship the mountain. No one worships the house go and eat peace of the world. हाँ, your piece is PIECE, टुकड़ा.
दूसरा वाला piece होता तो भी अच्छा रहता.
तो भी अच्छा, इसीलिए मैंने स्पेसिफाई किया that it is not that piece but it is this piece. Now see what the machine is capable of.
I am very happy with teaching part actually. Kabir is teaching.
હા, stitched, બિલકુલ. આમાં લખ્યું છે પ્રથમ પાના પર સંત કબીરને ટાંક્યા છે. તો ટાંક્યા is to quote, but ટાંક્યા is बटन को सीते हैं ना, उसको गुजराती में टाकवू कहिए छे. बटन ने टाकवू, इसीलिए स्टिच कर दिया. तो ये लिमिटेशन है. उसको कॉर्पस में क्या दिया होगा कि टाक्यू એટલે स्टिच्ड. तो टाक्यू એટલે जैसे कॉलोकेशन में होता है ना, द क्वोट, वो नहीं दिया. तो मशीन को नहीं पता कि इसके दूसरा अर्थ ये भी है. हाँ, okay, we go a step further. Even if in the corpus, in the corpora, the word stitched was fed in, would it be capable of using quoted instead of stitched is the question. Would artificial intelligence have the intelligence to choose quoted, the word quoted? इसीलिए जब cultural nuances based AI field,
ટીચી છે કે ટાંકા લેવા.
हाँ,
તો અંગ્રેજીમાં વાક્ય વાંચીએ તો એવું લાગે કે કબીરને ટાંકા લઈને પુસ્તકના પ્રથમ પેજ પર.
बिल्कुल. Yeah,
This is specification.
yes.
Kabir is teached on the
हाँ.
first page.
Is a,
ટાંકા લઈને એમને ત્યાં રાખી દીધા અથવા
बिल्कुल.
જડી દીધા.
Because there it is written, no, પ્રથમ પાના પર સંત કબીર ને ટાંક્યા છે જેમ બટન ને ટાંક્યું હોય. Exactly. So Kabir is stitched on the first page. That's why I told you hilarious these examples. So you don't know what to make of it. अच्छा, अब next है, देखिए, पहला આપણે આ ગુજરાતી કવિતા વાંચવાની છે. ये થોબણ પરમાર जिनकी वो बात कर कवि है, तो उनकी ही ये कविता, because I wanted green, I have omitted 2-3 lines in the beginning. હવે આનું શીર્ષક છે આત્મા નહીં પૃષ્ઠ. શસ્ત્ર છેદી શકતું નથી. ઓમિટ કરી છે. મારી પીડા વ્યથા જુદી છે. વાત આપની આત્મા કરતા તો મને જાતિભેદ માટે લાગે છે વધુ સાચી. નક્ષિક આખું શબ્દ વરાળ થઈને ભળી જાય છે પંચ મહાભૂતમાં, પણ મૃતદેહ સાથે કદી અહીં अस्पृश्यता બળીને રાખ થતી નથી. એક સેકન્ડ. એ તો સજીવન થઈને જન્મતી રહે છે. ये आप पहले पढ़ लो गुजराती. So it's speaking about now this is the Google Translate example which you see here. I haven't forgotten to write. ये Google Translate में मैंने feed in किया. तो इसमें क्या आया? Not the soul but untouchability. The arms cannot be teased. My pain is different.
Because I remember Mary Shelley's novel Frankenstein. The best example of how the creator killed the creator.
Correct. So see, why does pain appear, the word pain appear twice? We don't know. पीड़ा व्यथा, हाँ, पर पीड़ा व्यथा word है. अगर करेंगे पीड़ा तथा व्यथा बहुत जब होता है पीड़ा तो उसको कहते हैं। तो इंग्लिश में हम कौन सा शब्द यूज? Yes, so it should have been capable because it's not pida. Even if it had been THAN, than me, then me, seems more true for caste discrimination. Nakshik, the whole world, sorry, the whole word. और नक्शिक को नक्शिक ही रखा है. The whole word, it mixes with steam, વરાળ થઈને ભળી જાય છે. It mixes with steam in the 5 Mahabhut. So it shows that the equivalent for Mahabhut is not fed into the system. But never here with a dead body. Untouchability does not become ashes by burning. She is born alive. અહીંયા લખ્યું છે ને રાખ થતી નથી. એટલે they have allocated a gender and said she is born alive against the same extremely deadly opposite out of the fierce leopard. अब देखिए क्या છે? अच्छा नीचे चीता आना चाहिए था. Doesn't show. ये तो सजीवन થઈને જન્મતી રહે છે. हाँ एक ये मैं यहाँ से पढ़ती हूँ.
ये है
हाँ मैं वही सोचती थी ये कहाँ गया. ये रहा. I will read it for them.
This is the last one, right?
Yes, this one.
Okay, it's there now.
No, the previous one.
Yeah.
हाँ ये वाला. ये. तो इसमें हाँ ये છે ને જન્મતી રહે છે ફરી ફરીને એ જ અતિ ઘાતક વિરૂપે ભડભડતી ચિતામાંથી બહાર. તો ચિતા કો પેલો છે ને अर्धो तो ने आंखों तो चित्ता. तो उसने वो वाला लेपर्ड ले लिया. Okay, so now the question is what happens if we are in a hurry and we say चलो Google Translate तो है ना कर दो. So do you see the danger? This is the havoc that it can play. So the artificial intelligence has to be strictly monitored and checked by human intelligence. That is for sure. Then we look at the chat GPT translation. आप देखिए. एक मिनट. ना just a second. Something has gone wrong. हाँ, I'm sorry. Now I understand. ये जो है ना ये वाला that is part of Ramesh Savani's article and this is on FB. हाँ ये मुझे बताना है. ये FB पे है. तो ये कौन सा वाला है? The normal Google on FB. Now I will show you the Google Translate. ये बाजू chat GPT, ये बाजू the same one, the same poem. So we have 3 versions. One is the one on Facebook, which is the normal Google. Then we have chat GPT and then we have Google Translate. You want me to read the Gujarati poem or now you are familiar with that? अब आप ये पढ़िए chat GPT. Soul, no, it is untouchability. A weapon that no blade can pierce. My pain, my anguish is different. When it comes to your talk of the soul, caste discrimination feels to me more real. From head to toe, every word dissolves like vapor into the 5 elements. Yet here, untouchability never burns to ashes alongside the corpse. It comes alive again and again, reborn in the same grotesque, destructive form, emerging fiercely from smoldering minds. अच्छा बड़ा फैंसी तो दिखता है, काफी कुछ हद तक बड़ा satisfactory भी है, but it is a total case of mistranslation. As you can see, it is dressed in finery, but it is very misleading. So I'll be leaving this so y'all can take a look and see what it does with the original text. And this is Google Translate. Not the soul, untouchability, cannot give weapons. ગુજરાતીમાં તો શું છે? શસ્ત્ર છેદી શકાતું નથી. તો પછી આમાં લખે છે cannot give weapons. My mental anguish. आप वहां देखिए my pain, my anguish. वहां देखिए my pain. यहां देखिए my mental anguish. Your soul, I think, is more for gender discrimination. हमने कहा जेंडर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन की बात ही नहीं की है. અહીંયા શું છે? જાતિ ભેદ. હવે જો જાતિ માટે કાસ્ટ, જાતિ માટે જેન્ડર. આમ આપણે જાતિ કહીએ છીએ, કઈ જાતિ? નર નારી. પણ ऐसे हम लोग कहते हैं जाति लिंग, ऐसे भी कहते हैं. आप अकेला जाति बोलेंगे, इफ आई स्पीक द वर्ड जाति इन sort of isolation, then you would not know whether I'm talking of caste or I'm talking of gender. That is the problem that can happen. But here there is a context, because it is talking of अस्पृश्यता. पहले टाइटल में ही है ना, तो हमको पता चल जाएगा जब हम गुजराती देखते हैं कि यहाँ जाति का अर्थ इसके साथ है, विद द वर्णाश्रम. बट इट इज नॉट एबल टू डिस्टिंग्विश कि ऊपर अस्पृश्यता है तो इसका मतलब कास्ट होगा. सो इट पुट्स जेंडर एंड देन इट सेज yes, again. So this is more like the Google. The whole word nakshik repels the vapor in the Panch Mahabhuta. But here, only the body along with the size does not provide fuel, untouchability. It is continuous. I'm reading it together. Along with the size does not provide fuel, untouchability. It remains alive and keeps on coming back in the same form of the same killer out of the raging leopard. और यहाँ जो है, यहाँ देखिए आप, આમાં જે ગુજરાતી છે, સ્મોલ્ડરિંગ માઇન્સ જે છે એ ભડભડતી ચિતામાંથી બહાર. तो वहां मुझे बताइए माइंड्स किस तरह से लिया है? गुजराती शब्द છે ભડભડતી ચિતામાંથી બહાર. There you are. तो चित्ता भी लिया. It's like मस्त मौला. असली में तो बात वो है, वो चिता की बात है, सुला देने वाली.
Madam, once I tried to translate a very common jaharat, चीता भी पीता है.
अच्छा.
चीता भी पीता है for Sprite.
Oh.
So yes, they, you know, this machine says the leopard is also a father.
Oh dear. Pita. There it doesn't distinguish between the raswai and dirgai. गुजराती में तो रसोई आएगा ना पिता में.
And when we compare these three translations, suppose if I don't know Gujarati, then ChatGPT is more attractive.
It
and
is.
As a reader, what will I try to do? I will try to interpret some meaning which is not at all is there.
Exactly.
That will definitely happen.
Exactly.
Words are there, they may mean something.
Yes, yes. I told you it is more attractive. It is dressed in finery. This translation, the ChatGPT of all, the most kind of sophisticated.
GPT is known for this time.
Yes, it is. That is true.
Sometimes students, when they are learning language, they automatically go in AI mode. Because whatever they write, it doesn't make sense.
That is true. So now all you have to do is write there. It is Google or Google Translate or Chat GPT.
And the problem is when we examine their answer books, we are trying to find out some meaning which is not there at all. So we pass them.
Correct.
Okay, so like you say,
Correct.
because we fail to understand.
Correct. So that is the end of my, yeah. So I was wondering whether it is not possible actually, but we were thinking of some practical. The same Gujarati poem can be translated by y'all.
Madam, these examples which you showed
Hmm.
were from ChatGPT, Google
Hmm.
Translate. Do you have the actual good translation as a sample?
No, I
Right.
don't.
Okay.
No, of this I don't.
Done by any human?
No,
Okay.
because this is the recent collection. ये जो डेट दिया ना 8 दिसंबर,
Okay.
यही दिन उनका कलेक्शन आया. पर मैं सोच रही थी, मुझे टाइम नहीं मिला कि एक मैं भी करके लाती. To show how no human translation.
Yes.
That poem which I talked about by Praveen Pandya, I did have my own translation. But then इसमें जितना ये है ना, the pitfalls and the what it made for good laughter, that was not there in that poem. So then I cancelled the whole idea and I thought of this poem which has more cultural nuances to show. This is how no, out of context in this day of fake news and all. So because I want to call it malign machine translation, I selected this example. Had I selected that one, Chaklio, the poem by Praveen Pandya, then y'all would have said, आपका कहाँ बोलते हैं, ये तो machine translation बड़ा अच्छा है. So then I did away with that and I brought this. Because that was a very straightforward poem, like one of the documents that we talked about. I know. So I'm at the end of my presentation. We can have questions if you like.
Thank you, everyone. Now we are once again welcoming questions. Please raise your hand if you have any questions to ask ma'am. Oh.
Yes, students, I request the student to interact with her. You are lucky that she is here with us.
To translate this poem, if there's time, it can take 15 minutes. And if 2 or 3 of them are willing to come here and read what they have.
Yeah, that is also
If that is viable, otherwise questions.
I think they can do some sort of group work
Sure,
and come up with a sample.
sure.
That would be great.
So वो गुजराती वाला
Rehearsal display करो.
हाँ, correct. That's a very good idea.
You can work in groups.
Right.
You can form small groups on your own and try and bring out your version.
You can make your groups, but please maintain.
One line like that. 2, 3 groups only.
Yes.
Which was this? This one?
This one.
વિદ્યાર્થીઓને નમ્ર વિનંતી છે ગૂગલ ટ્રાન્સલેટ નો ઉપયોગ નહીં કરો બધા થઈ ગયેલા છે આપણે જાતે જ કરવાનું છે.
That's what I was done. Already visible there.
All worst scenarios have already been displayed. Don't contribute one more.
Translators, please coordinate further. Make it more. Discuss and come with one verse.
આખું કરી શકું શક્ય નથી 3-4 પંક્તિઓ કરશો તો પણ ચાલશે.
Choose.
You can choose or you can begin from first line 4-5 lines if you can go.
ઇનામ પણ રાખેલ છે.
જે કોઈ સરસ ટ્રાન્સલેટ કરશે એમને સુનિલ સર તરફથી એક કેડબરી આપવામાં આવશે.
Size of the category. 5 રૂપિયાથી 350 સુધીની આવે છે.